Hello everybody, we're going to do some chain stitch today, and there's an example here. If you can see this bit of metallic gold here, you can see the little chains, so that's worked quite well as a necklace round my lady in the African sun's neck. So let's do it on the wheel. I've drawn a little wiggly line here, and with chain stitch I find that it's better to work vertically down the line, and the needle's going to point towards you eventually. So I've come up at the top of the line and I'm going to take my needle down into the same hole, and don't pull the loop through. So keep hold of the loop and then bring your needle up on the line a stitch distance away from where you originally came up, and pull, but don't pull it too tightly because you want to be able to see the stitch. And then take your needle inside that loop, so where the thread is coming up, don't pull the loop through, and then bring your needle up. Keep your thumb on the loop is useful, and don't pull it too tightly so that you can see the chain. So go into the loop, so in exactly the same place as your thread is, and then come up on the line. And this one will be a little bit curved, and just following the line. So down into that loop, up on the line, through the loop. Down into the loop, don't pull it all the way through, up through the loop. Down through the loop, and up through the loop that you're now making, and pull it through. If you're left-handed, you'll just use the other hand and make the loop the other way. So you'll go down through the loop and up like that on the line. I'm going to finish off this little line. So that's your basic chain stitch. Now we can't really leave this stitch before we do a little more lazy daisy. So I'm going to work a couple of little flowers inside the areas here. If you remember, we worked lazy daisy stitch originally on the leaf shape here. So it's going to look completely different in this area here. So to work a lazy daisy, come up in the middle of an imaginary flower shape and then take your needle down to the same hole. Keep your thumb on the loop and bring your needle through to make the chain. And then you need to this time anchor your chain, so over the loop into the fabric to make the first petal. And then you want to come up in the centre again, or fairly close to the centre, and make another one. Like that. Now I would normally turn my work round, but I want to keep it all in the picture properly, so I'm doing this one backwards. Or upside down, I should say. You can have as many petals as you like. My thread is fairly thick, so I'm going to just have 5. And then one final one at the bottom here. And that's the first lazy daisy. I shall do a smaller one in this area here, but I think also I'm going to do a little French knot in the centre. So up in the centre, just do one wrap and down. So that finishes it off. So I'll show you when I've done the other daisy, and then we'll move on to the next stitch. So there's my chain stitch with lazy daisies. I think the chain stitch looks a little bit like a wiggly worm, but anyway, it's fine. So next we're going to do a heavy chain stitch, which is one of my favourite stitches. There are several variations on chain stitch, and I think heavy chain is one of the nicest. Do join me.